gentlemen, you are listening to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. It's an engaging and enlightening talk show on life, relationships, and the business of life. Grab a cup of juice and just chill. Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Live life. Live fully.
Hi, my name is Omobola Stephen, and welcome to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Don't forget, you can catch up with every episodes that you've missed. I'm in the missed episodes of my talk show on various podcast distribution platforms. And also, you can search online for Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen on any podcast platform and enjoy every bit of the show. Also, you can catch me up on Instagram at Omobola Stephen, on Facebook, Omobola Stephen, on Twitter, Omobola Stephen, and also on LinkedIn, Omobola Stephen, to catch up with some of my missed episodes and also everything about my podcast episodes. Now, on today's show, it's going to be, the irregular, it's not what you really expect, but it's just normal. I had an interview with a guest of mine, with a good friend of mine, beg your pardon. She's Tamara Williams, and we had a great time talking about this mindset shift of the thing. It's very important, especially in this life that we live in presently. And so I needed to sit back, relax, and enjoy every bit of our discussion.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Welcome to Wellness. I am here with today's guest, Omobola Stephen. She is a self-development coach, a life and relationships upline, and also the host of Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. She's also the facilitator of customer service trainings to both individuals and businesses. Welcome to the show, Omobola.
Thank you so much, Tamara. Thank you for having me.
So tell us, okay. And on our series, the goal of our series is to, explore several different areas of wellness. And one of the areas of wellness that I think is very important is mindset shift, right? And that's a lot of what you do in your practice, correct?
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about what type of areas do you help your clients work with when it comes to mindset shifts?
Yeah, I focus extensively on the belief system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I believe that our beliefs will always influence our decision making and the relationships we keep at the end of the day. It's also influences our perception towards life and the way we approach situations in life. And so I try to focus on the belief systems. Once you can be able to disrupt a belief system, whether negative or faulty, which oftentimes are always faulty, so we work on it and make it become a positive one. And so that's basically it.
And what are some of the things that you practically do to kind of interrupt those negative mindsets?
Yeah, and so we try to focus on the upbringing of the person, the family background, family setting. We try to look at the settings and also the training of the person, the relationships. Sometimes we have our parents or our loved ones, those who tutelage us while we're young. And so sometimes, or most oftentimes, they pass the messages across to us, indeliberately. And so this has shaped us to who we really are right now. Once they tell you that you're naughty or you are just a numbskull, and you just believe that that's who you are. And so that's why it's very, very important for us to focus on the belief system. And so if it's faulty, if it's negative, let's work on it. And so from there, the person can begin to see life in a more positive outlook.
And so how do those negative patterns affect like the family members of your clients, their children, their spouses, their friends? Tell us a little bit about that, how it spills over.
Oh, of course, because I believe that what you don't have, you can give. And so that's very important also. So if you have love, you can give love. That's what I've come to understand with the passage of time. As I said earlier, that I had issues with my upbringing because I never had this full self-acceptance because I came from a dysfunctional family setting and really affected me a lot. So I believe that it's very important for us to understand that our self-esteem, self-worth, self-value, stems from our from the family settings we raised from. And so that's what is very important. Even though we cannot be able to change it, or we are trying to change this as adults, the children we are raising, we should be able to make them live a life of independency. They should be able to have an independent thinking, independent things, and also be able to make them have a positive outlook towards life. Also tell them words that are self-affirming, words that builds them up, what's that encourage them. I know it's not easy, but it's something that is worthwhile at the end of the day. And so once you come from a background or a family settings that has built on self-esteem, self-worth, self-acceptance, they all love themselves, they all accept themselves, both the foibles, the weaknesses, and the strengths. I think that this is going to affect and shape even your relationships and your decision making in life. You begin to attract healthy relationships, take better decisions and good decisions. And so that's just basically it.
How important is the words that we say? What would you tell to a young woman who's looking in the mirror, is like, what, I'm fat. I don't like the way I look. I don't think I'm attractive. I'm never going to find anybody who wants me, accepts me who I am. What would you say to her?
Yeah, I feel the person to set a strong and new intention, telling yourself that, telling the universe that this is what I want, this is what I want to become, this is who I want to become. I believe that you need to create the life that you want. Even as a married woman, even in a marriage, you don't really get what you expect, even in your relationships and even in marriage. You have to create what you want. You want peace, you create it. You want love, you create it. And so I believe in the power of creativity, and also it starts from your mindset. And so if you look into the mirror and you're telling yourself, those negative stuff, you need to tell the negative voices in your head that they should just keep short, and practice positive affirmations each and every morning. Immediately you wake up, just begin to tell yourself, I'm not saying you shouldn't pray, you shouldn't read the Bible, but aside that, these are words that are self-affirming, that build you up. And so I believe that once you're able to do this, you are telling the universe that this is the intention I'm setting for myself, and the universe brings its bounties and what it has in its offerings to you. And so you realize that better things, good things are happening to you. So I believe that from the mindset, we need to focus on that.
And a lot of scriptures are totally in line with most affirmations, because the
That's
Bible
right.
says the power of life and death is in the tongue.
You get it.
So the two
Get it.
aren't exclusive. The two can work hand in hand.
That's right.
And how would you say that personality may play into some of the way that you work with your clients?
Yeah, personality. Yeah, because we need to consider personality when we're dealing with people. Like, for instance, I'm a customer service professional, and so when I'm trying to deal with my clients, I see clients who come to me and tell me in their office or in their restaurant, their business, you see a client walks up to you and scream and yell and stuff like that, and you want to just retaliate and give back, what's in your mind. I just tell them that once you're able to understand the personality traits, that we have those who are temperate, we have those who just want to know things, who are so obvious. So we have those who are choleric, those who are so open, they just want to know things. And we have those who are so quiet, and they want you to talk to them, they want you to open up to them. And so these are the kind of people you meet in life. And so once you have a client that comes to you and is just like reserved, that doesn't mean that he or she does not want to share something with you. It's because that's the personality. You need to be able to know how you're going to extract words from them, by understanding them. So I believe that personality, traits or personality traits is very important, especially when you're dealing with clients.
Yes. And what would you say is the process to getting to having this mindset shift that we all, I'm sure most of us will acknowledge that mindset plays a huge part in other areas of our life. So how to kind of give us like a summary of what the journey is to getting that shift? What things do we need to do to get there?
Yeah, number one is for you to set a new intention. Number two is for you to practice self-affirmation every morning, meditation. Another is for you to believe in yourself, believe that you matter, believe that life is worth living. You also believe that life matters, and so that you are in this life for a purpose, for a reason. And so that should be a motivation factor in everything that you do. No matter what comes to you, no matter the relationships people have with you, you need to have that mindset that I am in this life for a purpose, and you should be driven by that. You also need to forgive and forget the past misgivings. You need to realize that everyone that comes into your life, they have a role to play. And so once you come to the understanding of that, you attract healthy relationships, and you have a free and a life that is of serendipity and free, because I believe that most of the time we are choked up unnecessarily, become frustrated and fall on in life because we are trying to harbor resentment. We try to raise expectations towards people, and because these expectations are intimate, and so we become fall on resentful and begin to raise hatred towards people. And so we need to work on a mentality and mental shift in the area of trying to forgive and forget. And another thing is for you to be able to accept yourself. That's very important, because if you don't accept your weaknesses, if you don't accept your strengths, if you don't accept your shortcomings, your foibles, then who will? Nobody will. So it starts from you. So you have someone tell you, oh, he treats me like shit. She treats me like shit. It's because you don't know your worth. It's because you don't know your value. It's because you don't know your self-esteem. If you know your true worth and your value, people will never discount you. So it's very important for you to be able to know who you are, know your worth, know your value. I know it's not that easy because of our upbringing. It has really shaping us, and our approach and relationship to that. But I believe that once you're able to get the right knowledge, change is inevitable.
And it's something that you said that really stuck out was forgiveness. And sometimes we don't realize how much we're holding our own selves in bondage because we haven't forgiven someone else. So they have gone on, they're doing well. They have no clue that we're still offended about whatever they did. And we're just holding in all that toxicity that's preventing us from moving forward in the things that we're supposed to do because we're holding on to that. That's so important.
That's right.
So when you connect with a client, how do you work with them? Is it one-on-one? Do you work on them in a group setting? How does that work? Your program?
One-on-one. Basically, it's one-on-one. And so when it's necessary for it to be groups, then fine. Yeah. Because I believe that if you can be able to deal with one person, you can be able to get, one person gets it right with the one person, it's just like, it's an energy, and so it's an aura. And so they go back and give back what they have, to the people in their lives.
Right. And so along those lines, you said that one-on-one. So if there are, during your sessions, a particular family member comes up or a significant other or something, how do you instruct your clients to deal with that? Is that something that you encourage them to have that conversation on their own, or do you get involved in kind of like a mediator capacity to kind of help resolve some of those issues? How does that work?
Well, if it's necessary for me to come in, I will. Sometimes you have some people who tell you, oh, we can handle it, or we can sort things out ourselves. So we don't need a mediator, we don't need a coach and whatever. And so I believe that you need to understand people also, because at times also we just want to hide under the guise of perfection or normalcy. Things are just working fine, but really we know deep inside that things are not fine. And so I always feel that once a person is emphatic, you can really attract people. You can be able to win people to your side if you're emphatic, if you are able to communicate your words, your contents to people based on life experiences. People come out to relate with you because they know that, oh, this is what I have gone through. This is relatable. So I believe in relatable issues, relatable topics. So that's what I try to show to my clients, try to make them understand that I've been through this journey and this is where I am today. So it has to be relatable for them to be able to open up.
And that's so important, because sometimes we feel like we're the only ones going through something. We're the only ones who have had the trauma, the disappointment, the betrayal. And I think that is a part of getting healing in all areas of life. You come to the realization that I'm not alone. There's when we get that perspective, that kind of informs how we do everything in our life. And we realize that we're not here by ourselves. That's right. There's other people who have gone through what we've gone through, and then they have gotten through it. So if they have done it, I can do it too. I think that's important.
That's beautiful.
So if any of our listeners want to connect with you, what would be the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Oh, they can connect with me on my Instagram. Also, I'm on Omobola Stephen, every of my social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, Omobola Stephen, or perhaps through my email, bluebuttonscommunications@gmail.com.
Okay, and don't worry, we will put all of those links in the description of this video so you can connect with her. Thank you so much, Omobola, for joining us. This has been a very good conversation. Thank you for reminding us about the importance of mindset shift. This has been another episode of Welcome to Wellness. I am Coach T. And if you would like to have practical tips on eating healthier, feel free to join my free Facebook group. The link is on this Facebook page. Just click join group and I'll be happy to connect with you. Have a wonderful day. Until next time, stay beautiful, stay powerful, and keep transforming. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. It's an engaging and enlightening talk show on life, relationships, and the business of life. Grab a cup of juice and just chill. Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Live life. Live fully.